everyone. Welcome into another edition of Just Another Year Chicago. My name is Tony Cepeda. I am joined by my co-host, Nick Barr. How you doing today, Nick?
I am doing swell, my man. A little off day, but coming off a win from the weekend, so we love it. We love it. We're feeling good.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a great. It was a little weird because it was matched up with who would that have been? Would it the Bengals? No.
Yes,
the Bengals and the
Bengals
Chiefs.
Yep.
So, we had our Ride or Die Bulls fans tweeting at us saying they were watching.
Man.
I had the 2 TV system going. I know other Nick did as well. Nick, I don't know what your setup was looking like.
You know what? Real true basketball guy right here. I actually had the main TV with the Bulls game, side TV with the football game. So just saying, man, that shows my dedication. Yeah, you know what it is.
Since it sounds like you are the man to go to then here, why don't you fill us in a little bit of what you saw, what you kind of thought about the Bulls just absolutely beating the heck out of the Blazers, I'd say at least.
Yeah, I think so, especially after the last, couple performances. We'll call it a beating and we'll ride off in the sunset with that. But kind of a must win, if you will. You could say that for everything, but kind of a must win for the boys. Beat the Trailblazers, the Dame Lillard-less Trailblazers. So that's important to note, of course. Got to give them their respect, and Dame his respect. Vooch, 24 points, 14 boards, led the way. DeMar had 23, LaVine 20, Kobe 18. Really spread it out there. And that was actually, it's genuinely like a beautiful game to watch when they're passing the ball like that. I think you could probably agree, like that was, that amount of assists. So they actually had 36 assists to end the game, which is phenomenal, especially when you look at the Blazers who were playing at 23. I think we had that much at half. So like they were just moving the ball unreal. And I looked and they only finished with 7 turnovers. Like, do you know how hard that is when you're passing the ball that many times? Like, it's a little bit harder to turn over the ball when you're playing ISO ball. Like you would assume, in order to turn it over, they got to like dribble it off their foot or like, get it stripped by them if we were playing one. But when we're moving the ball like that and you still don't have that many turnovers, it's going to be tough to beat this Bulls team, bro. Like that was really fun to watch.
Yeah, especially like you're saying about how, the low amount of turnovers with a lot of just like swinging the ball. There was specifically one little, I think it was a couple possessions in a row. Vooch got the ball. I think it was from Ayo. Just fired it, across, like just swing pass all the way across to LaVine, hit a 3. And then next time down, DeMar, he kind of dribbled himself into the, I believe it was the right corner, and then just overhand fired it across like 3 defenders over their heads right to Ayo, who then I think hit a 3 as well. And it wasn't like they weren't taking chances. That's for sure. Right. They were absolutely taking chances. They were hitting them all. And maybe you could say, everything was just kind of falling for them, especially without Dame, a weaker opponent, but it is cool to see they have it in the bag. It's cool to see that they got the Magic can't do that. Like teams like that can't do love
Right. The Blazers hung in there just because of how well they were shooting from 3. And listen, we love our team. I wouldn't trade our team for anything, but when it comes to the 3-point line, we won't blow anyone away. Let's just say that, right? We're not going to blow you away with that. But that's the only reason why the Blazers hung in the game a little bit. And it seems like we do this kind of often, which is, I guess, a little bit concerning, just how many threes we give up early. Seems like we're slow to get over like some screens, like whether it be Vooch or, someone else. Not to take a little ricochet shot at Vooch, my bad, buddy. But, so that's the only reason that kept them in the game. And unfortunately with us, that we can get our doors blown off real quick because, like I said, we're not going to blow you away with our 3-point shooting. And that's how you chip away at like larger leads. But on the other hand, when you're moving the ball like that and you have that low turnover number, it's going to be tough to beat the Bulls, man. And when we're, because we're spreading out our scoring, Kobe White's still playing awesome. It just feels like this is going to sound cliche, Tony. Okay. This is going to sound a little corny. So prepare yourself. But it really feels like these guys enjoy playing with each other. Like the chemistry is there on and off the court. Yes, I said it, on and off the court. I said it, but I mean it, man. It seems like they just genuinely like enjoy each other's presence. And that's not listen, this is their job. Like, it's not like we hang out with everyone we work with, right? Like, but they do, and they enjoy each other, man. And I think I'm just, kind of cherishing it. I'm trying not to get complacent, but again, we got 31 wins right now. And that's the most we had all year last year. So sometimes you just got to bask in it for a little bit, man. That's just what it is.
Yeah, I agree. I'm definitely basking in it. Speaking of people who are basking in it, by the way, is Io. I don't know if that exactly made sense for that transition. He had a very interesting game, and Nick, let me know if you agree on this. So he only had 7 points. He had 7 points. Yeah. Only efficient shooting, 2 for 3 from the field, 1 for 1 on 3 was the one I just talked about from DeMar. 2 for 2 from the free throw line, but he had 6 defensive rebounds, 11 assists, 2 steals. Oh, I thought he had a block. He didn't have a block, but he did lead the team in turnovers with 3. He had 2 fouls, but he's a plus 12. I think third highest on the team behind Javonte Green, who we'll talk about in a second, and DeMar DeRozan in plus minus. It was just he had a good team game. It was a very
It was like Alonzo's
hustle stat.
It was like Alonzo's like stat line, and obviously Lonzo's out, so that's kind of the guard play we were hoping to get. But that's a lot to ask for. You're asking for a lot of intangibles, a lot of stuff. But Kobe's the one pushing the floor. He's the one running our transitions, and that's what Lonzo was doing. And Kobe's doing he's filling some big shoes, but he's doing it. I'm sorry, Io is doing a good job at filling his shoes. I mean, he's the one that, he had that awesome pass. I don't know if you remember, like, it was kind of around their big guy to DeMar in transition. Like, just that, like, that's a veteran vision. Like, Lonzo, we all talk about how good his vision is, but Io, he's really doing a good job stepping up, man. And that's exactly what we needed. And again, we told everyone, #not worried. Now, of course, we never want an injury, but if we were to get someone injured, Lonzo might have been the one. Sounds bad to say.
Well, the position that we definitely had the most
our guard.
depth. Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly, because we lack depth elsewhere pretty heavily, but that's the one place where we have it, so we kind of got the cards dealt in our favor on that one, which is rare for the season. But despite it all, man, 31 and 18, right? Yeah, 31 and 18. Like I said, as many wins as we had all of last season. So I think we gotta, of course, don't get complacent now. Okay, don't get complacent, but we gotta appreciate the fact that things have turned around in Chicago, and when Chicago's rocking, the league is rocking. Tony, I don't know if you saw, but we're leading the league in attendance too, both at home and on the road by a pretty significant margin. And that's with, a few game cancellations. So we haven't even played as many games as we could have with some of those other teams that we're compared to. So listen, the UC's rocking, and you can't stop it, man. That's what it is.
It is. You always hear, whenever there was a great play. It was specific. I think it was DeMar, and it actually was Io. We're on kind of a little 2-on-1 break, and then what was it? DeRozan kind of threw it back up to LaVine, who just shy slam and jammed it in. It was awesome, and the place, roof blew off the place. It was great to see. Speaking of shy slam and jamma, we do have an injury update. Little injury update. It's maybe more of a hurt update is more of what it would be. So Javonte Green, thank you. Javonte Green did twist his ankle, kind of a little tweak. Apparently, and did not. If you were watching that Blazers game, I think it was the early fourth quarter, maybe mid fourth quarter. They kind of
came up a little lame.
Yeah, he stayed in the game. I think there was another possession. You could tell he was just kind of limping around. He had his hands on his knees, so thankfully he wasn't carried off the court or anything. It was just definitely uncomfortable. He did not practice today being Monday. The injury report has not yet come out for Tuesday's game for the Magic, so we don't know what's going on with that. I would guess, especially because they're playing the Magic, offense intended Magic, because Wendell Carter Jr. is annoying now. I would guess he wouldn't play in this game. There's really no reason for him to if he's
that's
hurting
true.
Anyway. I don't even, do they have double-digit wins yet? I don't even think they do.
Magic, no.
Yeah,
they
got one against us. I think that was their 7th win or their 8th win. So good for them.
Yeah, good for them.
Also, LaVine will be added to the All-Star list this week. I got some comments on that. Just want to make sure we don't forget about our king, Flight 8. Shout out for Nick for writing that line. That was pretty good.
I just want to make sure. I just want to make sure amongst all the DeMar talk, and it's all deserved. It's all deserved. He is a legitimate MVP candidate this year. We need to be talking about that. But just wanted to make sure we don't forget about our boy, Zach LaVine. And, I think it's safe to say he's pretty much a lock this week for the All-Star team. Unfortunately, didn't get the start. But, Tony, I think you have some thoughts on that.
Dude, Trae Young. Okay. All right. Trae Young, fine basketball player. It was awesome last year. He's still good. Like, he's still definitely a good basketball player. It's just what Zach LaVine is doing. Okay, so real quick, back it up. So the All-Star voting, which Nick, you and I talked about this. We don't exactly understand how it's added up, but the general concept is there's player voting, which makes up 25%, fan voting, media voting, which makes up 25%. And I believe fan voting makes up 50%. I think. So
pretty sure.
Media might be 50, fans might be 25. But either way, the players. So I think in the fan voting, Trae was 2, behind DeMar's 1, actually, I believe. And then Zach LaVine was 2, and Trae was 3 in the player voting. Meaning the people that actually know what they're talking about, the guys that actually play the game, value Zach LaVine that much more this year.
And it was by a lot too. I don't remember the exact numbers, but it was like 700,000 to 200,000 votes from.
Players.
No, that's way too many players.
So many players. It could be.
Man.
It's just everyone that's ever played basketball in the country. Yeah. So hopefully you all filled out your ballots. And so either way though, Trae Young's fine. He's just not better than Zach LaVine. And maybe there was a little push because Zach did miss a couple of games with injury, kind of leading up to. I think it was actually right during the hashtag All-Star game, tweet for your player stuff. So that may have been part of it. I think it probably was, unfortunately. But honestly, my overall take on it is it's probably going to be good for the Bulls that Zach LaVine's just got another chip on his shoulder. Just another, like, DeMar deserved it. DeMar's an all-star guy. That's what he is. Like, he's got to get in the all-star game. He just kind of fits that mentality of, bring your lunch pail, got to put in the work. People are going to give me the respect I deserve, which is good. And even that, he's still under respected. But LaVine is going to just he finally made his first all-star game was last year. And it was, he was like the last guy on the team. He should have got in over Beal probably, I think, a couple of years ago. So I don't know. Just gotta prove everyone wrong. Just run the table and prove everyone wrong. That's what
Let's do it, man.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. I think also this sounds very amateur, but it's so nice to have an all-star that can also dunk, just because it's really like a glorified dunk contest. And like Trae, I get it. You can do some amazing things with the ball, but we're looking for, think about it. All the casual fans are watching too. We want to see some alley-oops, as they call them, so I think it's just good that he's there. And I think it'd be better if he was a starter. He got 1.98 million fan votes, and Trae Young got 2.15. So the fan votes. So we got to do better. That's it. We'll wear that one, I guess.
Someone stole the election from Zach, or not the election. We'll call it the ballots from Zach LaVine's mailbox or whatever. That's what happened.
Yes.
Launched an investigation.
Indeed.
To your point, real quick about the dunking. Yeah, I'd say Zach LaVine is a pretty good dunker. He's just an average dunker that he won. Was it only one slam dunk contest?
I think it might have been two.
Yeah, he deserves all of them, because the dude just, obviously Michael Jordan is Jumpman, will always be Jumpman, but if there's a guy that was gonna be sponsored for jumping or something along those lines, Zach LaVine would be the perfect guy for it.
It's as close as it gets, dude. Yeah. Absolutely.
And we get 10% of LaVine's contract for that, if that ever happens.
Yes, please.
So speaking of looking ahead, let's look ahead to the coming week. Nick, would you like to kind of fill us in on what we got this week? Wow, I'm actually looking at it right now.
Yeah. So real quick, Tony, we'll keep it kind of short, and you can just give me your general reaction before we close out here. But we So we're technically in a stretch of very winnable games. We're not doing too great at that, but it's okay. So listen to what we got coming here. So today is Monday. Tuesday, tomorrow, we have the Magic. Let's get that bounce back win. Let's beat the Magic, please. Raptors Thursday, whomst we just beat a couple days ago. So let's get that dub again.
Mm-hmm.
Pacers Friday. Pacers are a nobody. Let's get that Central Division game. Let's win that. And then, Tony, we got a little bit of a tough 3-game stretch. We got 76ers on Sunday, Phoenix Suns Monday, and then Wednesday, the Hornets, who are like, you could argue they're like the hottest team in the league right now.
Mm-hmm.
So some big games coming ahead. Now, obviously, not a whole lot's going to change on our roster front. You know, I mean, Caruso's still going to be out. Patrick Williams still going to be out. And Lonzo's still going to be out. So
DJJ is going to be out too.
And yeah, that's right. He's probably like the furthest along out of those guys, right?
Yeah, he was the last one hurt, and he's the furthest one along. Yeah, because he only like fractured his finger or something.
Right.
Like,
that's right. That's
crazy. That insane.
So big week. Now, Tony, the 76ers, another kind of hot team. Joel Embiid's just playing like MVP candidate. I mean, he might be leading the candidacy at this point.
Probably.
But if you remember, I mean, okay, let me start this. Like 76ers, you have our numbers so far this year. I get it. We're 0-2. But I remember Vooch having a pretty solid defensive game on Embiid. And I feel like Vooch is like fired up right now. He's like, I think he's finally like a little bit frustrated for real. And he's just trying to prove everyone wrong, which is cool. I mean, whatever it takes. So I'm hoping we get an aggressive Vooch. We lost to them on November 3rd and November 6th, and both of those games were with Caruso and Lonzo and DeMar and LaVine. So that part
one was during the stretch of like we're playing like the 15 playoff teams in a row or whatever it was.
That's right. So that you should keep that in mind too. That's a good point. So I'd love for it to be this simple, and we can just write off the next 3 games, and then whatever happens at the end of the week this week and start of next week happens. But at this point, it'd probably be a little bit arrogant to do so. But we're going to beat the Magic. We're going to beat the Raptors, and we're going to beat the Pacers. You know what? I'm going to guarantee those 3 right now.
Guaranteed. Parlay it if you can't.
Guaranteed.
Can't
That'd be cool. I will if I can.
Yeah.
And then Sunday, I think big test against the Sixers. I mean, this is a team that might have to play in the playoffs. Suns, obviously, just a really good team too. Yeah. And then the Hornets, like I said, they're super hot. So this is a big test for the boys right here. So I'm looking forward to this week and beginning of next. Let's get these dubs. Let's see red.
Yep.
But yeah, that's all I have. Let's bully Joel Embiid. That'd be so fun.
Well, what's interesting is, and here are my final thoughts. So the Sixers are playing tonight. I bet on the Grizzlies. They're up 5 on the Grizzlies at halftime. Joel Embiid is not playing tonight. It's probably just rest because that's just who he is. He gets tired. It's almost halfway through the season, so he's got to take his scheduled 2-week vacation to rest up, just to be tired again in the playoffs. But that's neither here nor there. My final thought is Vooch. I forgot to comment on him earlier. You're so right. I think he's heard it. He's heard all the media being like, stop shooting. Myself, you, also saying that, but I think he's finally just kind of not remembering. He knows he's been playing this game for 20 years or whatever it is, but he's really realizing with this team. Hopefully, he realizes with this team what he can do best is just dominate the paint because he can, because he's tall and he is a good shooter. So it's nice that it's not just like a Dwight Howard where it's like, okay, if I'm outside of 5 feet from the rim, I mean, the ball might go
red light. Yeah, for sure.
Red lights. So I 3-0 the next 3 for sure. Pacers are beating the Clippers right now, but the Clippers are also in disarray. And then I think we split. At worst, I think we split Sixers and Suns, barring any injuries, etc. So 4-1 by the end of this little stretch. Oh, Hornets. I forgot about the Hornets.
Yeah, but
Go
that
two
the
and
Hornets
one.
is
2
next
and 1.
Wednesday.
That's what I think.
Yeah. Okay.
Beat
I like
Sixers,
that. I
lose
like
the
that.
Suns, beat the Hornets.
Yeah, and then we'll get a break.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have Tuesday off, and then we'll beat up on the Hornets next Wednesday. And
Boom.
Stay hot.
There we go. Well, everyone, thank you for tuning into this episode of Just Another Year Chicago. My name is Tony Sapita. Thank you again to my co-host Nick Barr. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Till next time, Bulls fans, keep seeing red.